Hello, I'm trying something new. I have been editing a lot of the video from the Philippines and realized that the audio has sucked along with the video, so I'm trying something new now. I have this Hollyland microphone, which is this little blue guy, which I've been planning to use for totally different reasons. I got this for a different project that I'm working on, but it'll obviously work great in this situation too. Unfortunately, the GoPro can't talk directly to the Hollyland mic. You need to get the media mod for the GoPro, which is $80, and also I don't know where they get that in Vietnam. With the media mod, it still doesn't just work. You then need to get like an adapter for the media mod so it can talk to the Hollyland thing, because the Hollyland thing is USB-C. It's a whole thing, and then you have all of this hardware hanging off of your GoPro, and it's no longer waterproof because you have all of this hardware and dongles and whatnot. That just seems kind of silly. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm recording this audio from my phone. So the microphone's connected via Bluetooth to my phone, and GoPro is doing what the GoPro does. And then I'll sync this in post, and we'll see how well this works. I've never done this before, so if it sucks, I'll learn. Hopefully these videos continue to get better. It's been a learning experience, but whatever. Anyway, I'm walking towards the night street, Nguyen, I think is how you say it. I'm also going to go to the Vinh Phan Market. It's a beautiful night. I've gone to both of these places already, and I've recorded footage from here already on my phone, but I want to see how well this works with the audio and with the GoPro. I'm planning to go to some of the museums around here, and I'm going to record those. Tonight's going to act as a test run for me seeing how well the GoPro paired with the Hollyland mic do when I'm out and about. With that all said, I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to walk and explore the city for a little bit. We're in District 1 right now, and we're about to hit the main street right up here. There's still a lot of traffic. It's been raining all day, so it's quite wet. There was a ton of rain earlier today. Now it's, I think the rain's obviously stopped. If we were to continue going straight, we would hit Nguyen, the walking street with all of the bars and tourist trap stuff. I'm not gonna go that direction. I'm gonna go across the street. I've already got footage of Nguyen from the GoPro, so I don't need to do that again, I don't think. And we're on a mission tonight, and no matter what I do with a microphone, I don't think it's gonna work on Nguyen when we're walking next to all of those nightclubs. You're just, it's like Battle of the Bands, where you have your right ear hears music from one place, your left ear hears music from another, but you have no idea what the music is. It's just so loud. Your eardrums are just getting blown out. I'm also curious, there's music to my right now, and I'm curious how well my voice is going to be picked up over that music. So that'll be a good test right there. Also, I wonder if the audio quality is just better. Hopefully it's better. I haven't had many options for mixing sound yet. I recorded some stuff using OBS, Open Broadcasting Software, on my MacBook. There's a level of editing you can do with the audio that makes your voice sound so much better. I haven't figured out how to do that yet outside of OBS. Maybe using a better microphone right now will help me do that. It's also, I think, a matter of, I don't have an isolated voice track. This microphone's going to be picking up everything other than my voice as well, and so like boosting the bass of your voice in certain situations, or let me cross the street without dying. Give me a sec. It is my turn to walk, but that doesn't mean I'll win a fight. I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna go. And we made it. Yeah, I need to practice. I need to do some work with the audio mixing. Should I try to cross? Yeah, I'm gonna try to cross here. I'm gonna cross here. Oh, cool. Okay, that's our turn again. And watch for traffic turning. Nobody's turning. Oh, cool. Okay. I just made it look easy. Normally, I don't get that lucky. And to be clear, I have complete faith with everyone driving their scooters. Like, these people are absolutely legendary scooter riders. I have a motorcycle back home. I wish I had a fifth of the skill of all these guys on their scooters. It's insane what people can do. The scooters people are driving around here are the tiny 49cc scooters, which also have a much lower center of balance than a regular motorcycle. So that does make them more stable and much more easier to maneuver at low speed. That's the place, the building that I stayed at last time I was here. I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but Ben Than, I think, Ben Tan, I don't know the pronunciation, but the big building. I just listened to the first take of audio recording that I did with this microphone. That sounded way better than I think I've been able to get on the phone thus far. You can't tell too much when there's not a ton of noise around, but when it does get noisy, my voice is coming through better. I'll see what I can do in post-production to make it stand out even more, but it's definitely an improvement. It's not nearly as nice as I would like. I don't really know how much you can do though if you're somewhere that's noisy. If I'm somewhere that's noisy, I should be doing voiceovers afterwards, not trying to talk during the time that it's noisy. I'll learn. Anyway, we're going to this building over here. This is Ban Than Market. This is a place where you can get a bunch of clothes and shoes and food and all kinds of trinkets, a bunch of stuff. This is like a really popular place to go for tourists to buy things they want to bring home. You do have to barter very aggressively here. If you're not used to bartering, it can be a lot. Even if you are used to bartering, it can be a lot. Like, I don't mind negotiating, but it still is kind of shocking. There was these scarves that I was interested in getting. I was quoted at, I think, 1.5 million. I ultimately got it down to 800,000, and then did some research, and it turned out that these things were counterfeit. I thought I was getting a good deal on something like a win-win situation, but these were instead counterfeit goods. You always have to do your diligence and just Google it or ask ChatGPT at this point how to do something like, how do I verify that this is authentic clothing from whatever brand? So I did that, and ChatGPT was like, look for these things, and if it has these things, then you know it's counterfeit. And it indeed had those things, and so I was like, oh, this is not real. And then the person I was bartering with went down to 100,000. So we went from 1.5 million down to 100,000. When I think of like negotiating aggressively, I might cut the price in half. You don't cut the price in half. You cut the price by 10 times. $100,000 or 100,000 Vietnamese dollars is 4 USD. It's like 100,000 versus 200,000, like plus or minus $4. That doesn't matter to me, really. It matters a lot more to somebody from Vietnam, so I don't mind. Like, I don't have to get like the absolute best deal possible. I'm not trying to min-max bartering with locals. But there's also just the principle of, I don't mind paying a markup, but 15 times markup, that's a lot. Anyway, that's Ban Than Market. It's pretty closed right now, closed down. It is nighttime. It's a Sunday, so it's not a crazy busy day. Also, it's been raining all day, so it's not going to be terribly crowded. Now we're going to go to Nguyen Hue, Nguyen-Hue, Nguyen Hue. I was there yesterday, walking around, and there was a concert, which was really cool. I did not know there was going to be a concert there. There was a concert. There was a ton of people. They had a stage with pyrotechnics and fireworks. It was really, really neat. saw one of the people leaving, one of the performers leaving, this guy with blue hair. He was getting escorted out by a bunch of security, and then there's like a mob of people around him, and it was funny. And everyone was being respectful. There was like a huge mob of people that were all excited to see this guy, but it wasn't like they were like crowd crushing him. They were just all kind of running after him. I think sort of just being playful. At first it was kind of alarming, like, oh, there's like this crazy mob, this guy's not safe. He was totally safe. It was cool to witness. We are getting close to the walking street. There's a lot of cool stores right here. I collect aluminum prints, but I don't have any, I don't know where to get an aluminum print in Ho Chi Minh City. You know what, I'm sure there's a place, I can probably just Google it. They closed down this street for pedestrians at, I believe, 6 o'clock on the weekends. Not Friday, but Saturday and Sunday. So once we cross the street here, we will be free from dodging no, you still have to dodge scooters no matter where you are, but cars will be free from dodging cars. And there will be less scooters to dodge. Although the scooters will be going much faster, so it's definitely our turn to walk, and we just have to go for it. Okay. Now, yeah, so it looks like it's shut down and you don't see any scooters, but I was here yesterday and there was a concert going on, and there still would be, you'd be walking along, like watching this live band perform on the sidewalk, and suddenly you'd realize that there's a scooter right behind you honking. You just can't hear the scooter over the music because there's like a dude singing and flamethrowers in the background, literally. And that is louder than the scooter's horn, but the dude on the scooter is right behind you honking his little horn. We're back on the street. This is Nguyen, the walking street. Here's the Leaf Palace on that side. Actually, I'm gonna go walk that way and get some footage of the like the fountain and the statue. I should do that. I went to this cafe yesterday. This was a really good cafe. My friend got a coconut, and I got this strawberry and peach maybe, or lemon. I don't know what the other thing was, but strawberry and scooter. It was more than just strawberry tea, but we'll say strawberry tea. And there was the concert going on outside, and it was just such a cool vibe. You do pay a premium for it. It was $100,000 for the tea, and then $90,000 for the coconut. So just under $8 for both, which is not bad at all, but for Vietnam, that's a lot of money. You're definitely paying a premium getting anything on this street. Right outside my apartment, I'm getting a latte, a breakfast banh mi, which is French roll and egg and tomato and onion, and I'm not entirely sure what the sauce is. I don't know if it's like ketchup and some other stuff or what. Let's turn this around for the fountain. And then a crepe that has chocolate drizzle and is filled with part of a banana, and then this homemade yogurt that they serve with half of a passion fruit, and so you eat it out of the passion fruit. And all of that is 135,000 Vietnamese dollars. So all of that costs just as much as my strawberry tea from yesterday. Food in Vietnam is fantastic. It is very affordable and also on average very healthy. Vietnam, I think, has the lowest rate of obesity in the world. This is the statue of Ho Chi Minh. The city, Ho Chi Minh City, is named after this gentleman. And this is the city. We'll walk down the street, we'll walk past the concert venue. There's somebody talking on a microphone. They've taken down a lot of the crowd control stuff, it looks like. There was a lot more temporary walls up here yesterday. This whole area was fenced off. I'm trying to be inconspicuous and hold the
Rồi mẹ
camera.
ơi, mình có quà có trà sữa cho bé chưa? Chưa có, nhanh chóng di chuyển vào bên trong thông quan càng nhiều mà nhận nha.
So I've been trying to hold
Dạ
the
rồi, anh chị nào mà
camera.
chúng ta chưa có quà, chưa có.
So this was the stage from yesterday. Well, up here was the stage. And this thing was displaying, so they had all these cameras set up too, so you could watch the concert. And even if you didn't have a clear view of the stage, this screen was playing. Oh yeah, they have closed down the stage a lot, okay. So all of this was concert venue yesterday. Yeah, you can see a bunch of the temporary walls right there. They must have been working all day and all night. But those screens were incorporated, and I think there's 2 screens here and here, and then there's a bunch of screens over here. It's a really cool setup. They had it was a magnificent stage, especially for it being an impromptu stage. Well, maybe impromptu is not the right word, but a stage just built on, like this isn't a concert venue, this is a public square. Sunwalk Tower.
Em ơi, quay toàn cảnh đi, lấy hồi xe liếm.
See, there's a drone right there. There was drones flying around yesterday too. That's cool. Just hit my 10,000 steps. Here we have I still don't remember what the name of this place is. Like the coffee shop building or the apartment building. I will put the name of this place on the screen. It has like a slang term that everyone knows, but I'm not remembering. Okay, and I'm gonna go in this bookstore because this is a cool bookstore, but I'm going to make the GoPro smaller, and I'm going to talk a lot quieter to not bother people because it's a bookstore. now getting to the end of the street. That's gonna, for the most part, wrap up this video, I think. This video is kind of a test to see how well the audio on the camera, so audio from the phone and video from the GoPro is gonna hold up, and especially hold up when there's ambient noise around and when it is dark out. It's nighttime. This is kind of like the harshest test I can do. So I'm going to edit this footage together, throw something up, and hopefully the video quality is really good, and hopefully the audio quality on this is really good, and I can use this technique to continue recording adventures and just have way better quality than I've managed to get from just my phone. And if not, I'll figure something else out. This, I think, would be the ideal setup because the GoPro is waterproof and I can have my phone safely tucked away. I guess the microphone's not waterproof. Yeah, the microphone's not waterproof. If I had an umbrella, I do have an umbrella. If I was under the umbrella, it wouldn't be a big deal. It did also just start the rain. It's just drizzling, but it's probably not good for the mic. I'll figure it out. I'm gonna go ahead and put the umbrella up. It doesn't bother me, but I do not want to destroy this microphone the very first day that I finally take it outside. And if like one little bit of drop, like one water droplet goes into the audio in, which is pointing directly up because the audio in, like the microphone part of the circle thing has, let me back up. The microphone that's on my chest has like the in part of a microphone, the speaker, or the microphone part. The microphone part of the microphone. Okay, I don't know what the words are there, whatever. The microphone holes are on the top of the microphone. So if a water droplet falls from the sky into the microphone hole, I don't know if that's going to destroy the little microphone, and I don't want to ruin the thing on the very first day. So, umbrella. We've now gotten to the end of the street, and we've hit the main road. It's kind of busy. I'm going to go ahead and turn back around, and then on my way home, I'm going to make an early left. So here's the street from the other direction. I'm going to make an early left and walk down one of these side roads. How are you doing on battery? Okay, we're at 33%. Oh, so that's one other thing, is battery life. The GoPro does not have nearly as good of battery life as my phone. And there's a Samsung store. I actually remember this store from 2 years ago, I believe. They had a giant, yeah, they still do, the wall. I don't know if the GoPro will be able to see it, but a giant TV in there. That was really cool. You know what, we're gonna go in. We make the GoPro smaller. Oh. That's the door. Oh, there's an observation deck, okay. So, observation deck, okay, yeah, so that's the way you go if you are part of the office. No what?
Yeah, no photograph.
No photograph? Okay. There, say no photographs, I'm gonna leave. I'll look into doing the observation deck later. Do I want to do it now? If it's not crazy expensive. Yeah, and it's not a bad night to do it. It's not raining. Yeah, okay, you know what, I'm gonna do it now. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a lap around the building, and then we're gonna circle back and I'll put the camera away. So this is the outside of the Avengers Tower. That's all just a Starbucks. I'm gonna go see what the deal is with getting into the sky deck, see if it's still open, see how much it costs. Hopefully it's not anything insane. It can't be like $1 million Vietnamese dollars or something, right? I hope not. We'll find out. And then I'll head home and we'll see how this footage turned out. This has been Bintan Market and Nguyen Street, shot on a Gopro Hero 9 with a Highland, I forget what this microphone's called, like an M2 something. And the audio is going into my phone, and in post-production I'm gonna have to splice these things together. I think I just have to like sync the audio at the very beginning, and it did like a 3, 2, 1 pop at the very beginning, and so in post-production I can just look for that 3, 2, 1 pop and line up the P from pop perfectly, and then just edit the video and the audio together and cut them exactly the same. And that's gotta be a common thing. I haven't done that before, but it's gotta just be like baked in the Final Cut Pro and be super easy. Maybe famous last words, but that's gotta be a thing. It's literally why they use like the clapper in real movies when they say like scene whatever and clap. They use that in post to sync everything. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to the observation deck. They close at 10, but they stopped letting people up at 8:45. Even though the sign says they stopped letting people up at 9:30, and I got there at 9:40 or 9:28. But I digress. Who's counting? It's fine. Also, the reason that they weren't letting me record in there, I believe, is because they're doing a huge amount of renovation to that mall. It's a 4-story mall, but basically everything was covered up by that temporary artwork and stuff that they put in a mall when a store is under construction and they want to obfuscate the construction that's going on behind the scenes. They're obviously doing some kind of crazy renovation. So it's a phenomenal location. It's really cool outside. It'll be neat to see what it ends up being, but I doubt I'm going to end up being able to find out on this trip because they're doing a lot of work. I'm back here on this street. That's all I got for this video. We went to the Bintan Market. We walked down Nguyen Street. This has also been an audio test and a video test of how the GoPro Hero 9 is going to perform in low light situations. We're in the city, so there's a lot of ambient light. This will be a good test of like how well this fares in a city, and if this is going to be a good tool to continue doing vlogs in the city, or if I need to continue trying to find some kind of different solution. But I have high hopes. And then also it's a test to see how well the Highland microphone does connected to my phone, how hard it is to splice this footage together. Yeah, we'll find out. Anyway, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. David out.